I don't think I get excited for any trip. I can recall different occasions planning back for vacation when my mother would ask me, "Do you really want to go? Or you don't seem very enthusiastic." And in my usual quote-unquote unenthusiastic tone, I would assure her that I was, even though I wasn't. In theory, every trip I plan to go on is exciting and adventurous, but I never feel any real emotions about any specific part of it until I'm actually on my way, until I know it's real. Not even during the planning, packing, or the car ride to the airport did I feel the excitement you might think one would feel in this case. It wasn't until waking up at some random point in the middle of our 9-hour flight to our layover in Paris did it really hit me. Right at this moment, our plane is lost in the dark abyss of the sky miles above the Atlantic Ocean with nothing but water in any direction below for hundreds of miles more. I haven't just left the country, but the continent too. I thought to myself, this is it. This is really happening. It was then that I realized that for the next 2 weeks of my life, I would be completely out of my element. Different towns and streets that I'm familiar with, a new variety of food I don't experience on a daily basis, all new people, not to mention the language change to top it all off. It would be something completely new.
I went to Italy in 2007 on a Disney cruise through the Mediterranean.
On a Disney cruise?
Yeah, I went on a Disney cruise that went through all the way through the Mediterranean, stopped in France, left from Barcelona, and it went to Italy.
Damn.
It was like I had been cooped up in a cubicle for years before this point, and just now stepping outside to take a breath of fresh air, breathing what now almost seems like synthetic air.
The minute you get off the plane, there's just something in the air. There's something that's different.
We got to Capri, and beautiful. Oh, it was amazing, man. It was just like, Italy is exactly what you want Italy to be. Like what you picture it being in movies and stuff. Everything is so picturesque and just perfect looking.
Italy wasn't just some trip to the beach where I'm running into the usual locals and people coming through from different states. It was thousands of miles away from not only Americans, but everything that envelops American ideology.
It's a kind of reverence for the land, for the buildings.
Looking out
Something completely different than you see here.
over the ocean, it's just
nothing around you.
it's amazing.
And Capri's so small too. It's
Yeah, it is.
crazy
It's
small.
hidden away, and you're just amazed that little things, like little places like that exist.
My mother, seemingly now the crafty trip planner, managed her way through enough travel websites to eventually find a middle-aged married couple in this town of Santa Marinella who owned a guest house on their property. She made the arrangements and we went. From the minute I first met them, I couldn't help but notice how kind and openly hospitable they were.
The people, you look at the faces of the old men and women, and the faces just have so much character and history. You're just walking down the street to see an alleyway, and you go down the alleyway, at the end, there's just some magnificent square or piazza.
It was more interesting to me to get this perspective of Italy right off the bat, because it wasn't like what I would imagine a vacation to be, but that's okay. That wasn't the point. I'm seeing it for what it really is. A country with provinces and towns where people live in communities together just like anyone else. It's not some tourist attraction, and that's not what I wanted my trip to be like, and I'm glad that it wasn't.